Borderlands 3. We all waited for this game for the better part of a decade, and for the most part, I'd say it was worth the wait. This was definitely the game I was looking forward to the most in 2019. I mean, what else really came out this year? Oh. I've been stapled to the legless futon sitting on my bedroom floor for almost 2 months now, because I cannot get over just how good this game feels to play. You move faster, you can slide now while sprinting for action movie moments. You climb up ledges if you fall short. The UI is buttery smooth. The lower gravity makes the movement feel a lot less floaty, and the combat arenas are built with a better sense of verticality, making the act of taking out an entire room of bandits feel better than ever. The enemy variety is as good as it's ever been. Like seriously, you'll never run out of poor suckers to shoot at. The skill trees, god, the skill trees. I've spent hours just staring at these colored blocks, just tinkering with all the different abilities, coming up with the perfect build for whatever situation I'm in. Hell, I mean, 3 of the Vault Hunters each have a couple different action skills to choose from. Just take Amara for example. She's got a Macho Man Randy Savage ground slam. She's got some weird Doctor Strange shit going on. Is that a clone? And what's that? Phase grasp? Maya who?
Honey, you're not even gonna leave this place.
And the guns. Do I even need to talk about the guns? I could go on and on about all the ways this game just plain and simply satisfies that Borderlands itch that's been burning a hole in my mind for the past 30-odd years, but I think you guys get the point. This video's not about that. And I'm not about to sit here and ramble for 9 minutes about the problems with the story. Trust me, I know. Good for nothing brat, I bet your parents left you for a reason, you Maya-killing son of a bitch. There's just been one thing that's kept me from enjoying this game in the same way I enjoyed Borderlands 2, and I couldn't quite put my tongue on it until now. Is on the tip of my finger? Wait, that's not right. Finger on it? It's the locations. I'm gonna take you on a trip down memory lane for a second here. It's September of 2012, my friend and I have just started our final year of middle school and we're counting down the days until Borderlands 2 releases. We've had the Doomsday trailer on repeat since the day it aired. Yeah, remember that? We convinced my dad to get us the game on launch day and we cannot contain ourselves for the long journey ahead. From what we've seen in the trailers, Pandora looks like it's going to be full of all kinds of weird new places. The game opens in Southern Shelf. Claptrap's dulcet tones welcome you to an icy deserted canyon, and it's a real treat to the eyes after the wide variety of locales from Borderlands 1. Now I know the opening of Borderlands 2 is a little long, but you can't deny just how great Southern Shelf looks.
Wait a minute!
It's not just some flat piece of land for you to get around. That goes as a whole for almost every location you visit in Borderlands 2. Not you. Every area in Borderlands 2 has a distinct, recognizable layout. Not you. As soon as you hear the name of any of the locations in 2, you can immediately picture them. Caustic Caverns, Opportunity, Sawtooth Cauldron, Lynchwood. These places feel like their own little corners of Pandora, and by the time you're done exploring one, you're ready to see what the next has in store. This leads into what I believe to be Borderlands 3's planet-sized problem, if you will, regarding the locations and why they just don't come close to 2's. When I first heard you'd be traveling to different planets in Borderlands 3, I was initially excited, but cautious because I was really curious to see how they would implement it. Maybe Gearbox would come up with new kinds of places that we haven't seen on Pandora yet. Maybe the different planets would each have unique landscapes that don't repeat and incentivize you to explore them so you can see all they have to offer. You see where I'm going with this? Maybe there would be new starship customization and space combat. Okay, that one is totally just me reaching for the top shelf. Like, go grab a stepladder, top shelf. Maybe there would be some plot relevance to each planet other than a simple go get Vault Keys Vault Hunter style quests. Nope! The planets are just a huge crutch for the overall world design of the game. Since Edgelands 2 took place solely on Pandora, they didn't have to adhere to any connecting themes between areas or worry about making sure the layout of one section makes sense in reference to the next. This is Borderlands 3's entire philosophy when it comes to its world building. Now normally this sort of thing would lend itself to a cohesive world in an open world game, but Borderlands isn't necessarily an open world game. You have the luxury of being able to go anywhere at any time, but due to how the worlds are structured, each zone acts as its own separate level, meaning they have more freedom to play around with. Remember this running montage from the trailer? Well, these shots pretty much sum up all the places you'll be going in the game. There's only 5 planets in Fallout 3, one of which has one zone. Think about that for a second. The zones in each of these planets don't vary too much in terms of scenery or overall use of space. Let's take Eden 6 for example, because using Pandora is just going to make me angry. You get these places that are a combination of swamp and jungle with a focus on wooden architecture. Every area on Eden 6 tries to focus on verticality and platforming to some extent. Now don't get me wrong, when you first arrive it's certainly a pretty sight, and it's a great contrast to everything you've seen in the game up until that point. But then, like Necro de Feo and Pandora, every place you visit afterwards adheres to the same kinds of backdrops and don't contain any real deviations from that first zone. Man, Pandora is such a letdown in this game. Where did all the character go? Every area in Pandora is a long stretch of desert. It gets to the point where when you do reach a new planet, you're never really surprised at what you're seeing after you enter it. You never hit that sort of been there, done that state of mind in Borderlands 2 because the diversity in the locales always keeps you guessing as to what you're going to see next. Promethea seems like the only planet interested in providing some varied scenarios for you to traverse. I mean, one of the zones is in fucking space. I don't know about you, but I loved my time on Skywell 27. Every location in Promethea has its own flavor, but they still fit together thematically without being a copy-paste fest. That's what I was looking for with the planet exploration. It's not all bad though. The game is still full of the crazy set pieces we've come to love, like busting into Jacob's estate and taking down Aurelia, or chasing down the murder psycho festival on wheels that is Carnivora. It's just that these moments are few and far between, and the problems don't really end with the lack in variation. If you haven't noticed, Borderlands 3 is bigger than Borderlands 2 in almost every way, and that includes the size of the maps. In Blah 3, you're going to spend a lot of time doing one of two things. 1. Thinking about how much you miss that handsome bastard Jack. God damn it, I miss you, you beautiful... Sorry about that. 1. Making a beeline to a new place you haven't explored yet, in a vehicle, boosting every second you get and not really deviating from the path at hand other than grabbing the occasional Typhon log or dead claptrap. 2. Fast traveling. All the goddamn time. It's kind of insane how much you'll find yourself fast traveling in zones that you've already been well acquainted with. The maps in this game are just too large. In Blah 2, the areas felt like just the right size for the most part, so you're never going to dread getting from one spot to another, especially when you have a vehicle. Of course there are exceptions, but Randy Pitchford's Simulator 3 over here makes the act of getting from place to place feel like homework. Don't get me started on the physical map itself. Anytime you open it, you have to spend at least 2 minutes zooming in and out to find the correct path forward, because the damn thing is built like one of those plastic kids' marble games. Who in their life ever won one of those things? Trying to look for where your Vault Hunter is on the map? Let me snap you to the fast travel point a million light years away. At least the menus are super reliable and fast, right? Right? I truly believe that expanding the world in the way that they did was not the best step forward for Borderlands 4. Classic case of size and quantity over quality without thinking about how exactly it would affect the gameplay loop. Borderlands 2 didn't do anything ambitious with its world design, but it expanded on the first game's world in an interesting way by giving us some fresh locales that we hadn't yet touched in a Borderlands game. It felt like we were really exploring Pandora and discovering what it had to offer. 3 takes a huge step back by restricting itself to the planet exploration angle, and it shoots itself in the foot, never really reaching the heights of its predecessor. It's such a shame too, because in almost every other category, this game shines so fucking bright. I think the countless hours my roommates and I have poured into it since its release is a testament to just how fun it is. I couldn't be more split on this game as a Borderlands fan. Where were you the whole game? I missed you! Why did you shoot your gay brother? Who said you could be a siren? Go find Vaughn, man, he misses you.
Why did they take you away so fast?
Can it, both of you! Neither of you are funny! Where the hell is Salvador? Hey guys, I hope you liked that little video essay, if you will, I just put together for you. If you like what you saw, consider hitting subscribe. I've got a few more videos in the works right now. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and if there's anything that you guys didn't particularly like about Borderlands 3 that hasn't already been mentioned ad nauseum by the internet, go ahead and just drop it in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say.